Did you know that it costs the Australian government over $56 billion a year in the area of addiction? Hi, my name is Noelene. I work for Teen Challenge at their Women's Centre. It's an alcohol and drug rehabilitation centre. They also have a men's centre. I started with Teen Challenge in 2012, so I've been with them approximately 8 years and done many roles with them, but my final role with them now is team leader. Did you know that one Australia dies every 5 hours from a drug overdose? I'd like to just tell you a story about a young man that I knew. I worked with him for about 4 years. He came to us because of a loss of his father, and he started an addiction because of that, because he just couldn't cope. He was his carer for many years and just couldn't understand how his father could pass away, so was probably angry at God and the world in general. This boy started dabbling probably with weed to start with, and eventually went to meth and many other drugs. He dabbled in a lot of different drugs. But the sad story is that every time he came back to us, he was in a worse and worse state. He had a brilliant brain, this young man, and it's a great sadness to me that he actually passed away. Well, he did. His body just couldn't take it anymore, and he eventually died because he suffocated in his lungs. And so that was really a great loss, because he was a brilliant boy, and he was not only a loss to society, but to his family and to TC as well.
When did that take place?
About 2.5 years ago.
How old was he?
He was 27. I suppose addiction starts off very subtly. I think it's when people cannot cope with their emotional pain or physical pain or some sort of anguish that they've gone through. So it starts off very seductively. It may be even through prescription medication that they actually start off, or it may be with weed or alcohol or drugs or self-harm or anorexia, something that they feel that they could either mask or control some area of their lives. But that soon unravels itself, and it becomes something that they have to have. They will do anything for it. They will a woman will sell their bodies for it. They will do things which normal people would not believe to be acceptable in society. But it continues until they lose everything. They lose their children, they lose their dignity, they lose their self-esteem, and they lose their family, and they lose their way. Many women that come through us, when I ask them, who are you? They will say that they're somebody's daughter, but they cannot tell me who they really are and what their value systems are or anything that really matters to them. So that is the sad side of addiction. But once they do come through us, slowly but surely, we see those lifeless eyes start to shine again, and they start to look at the future. They start to plan, and we often ask them, what would you like to do, and what did you like as a child? And they come back and they tell us what they did, and many times we're able to facilitate that as they come to the end of the program and join them with another service in Toowoomba, or link them with services in Brisbane, or even job opportunities. So we do try and get them back up on their feet, and that's the wonderful side of it, just to see those eyes once again with life in them. So that's why we do it every day. I know I've shared some sad stories, but I'd like to share an encouraging story about one of the young ladies that came through Teen Challenge. She came through us many, many times, and she worked in the community here in Toowoomba, and she would probably be known. But she came through every time, and she never gave up on herself. She said the one thing that we taught her was to just keep getting up. And every time she would fall, she would come back through our doors. I'm so glad to say that now, 6-7 years down the line, she's actually engaged, she's working full-time, and she's to be married next year. So that's one of the success stories that we see at Teen Challenge, and that's what keeps us going. So Teen Challenge is a non-for-profit organisation, so funding is always a great thing for us. So if people feel that this is a cause because they have children of their own that have been through this, or they just have a passion for addiction, then funding is always great. However, there's many other opportunities that you could do to help Teen Challenge. We're always looking for volunteers for the Men's and the Women's Centre. So that's a great need that we have. And just even other areas, you know, if you have a skill that you could share with our girls, or you have a great love for young people, please get in contact with us.